What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, and today I have a very special video for you and a very good update for this car 2022 Corolla. And this is gonna be, I hit the first milestone, which is 60,000 miles, as you guys right here, and a bit before I make the 60,000 mile update. And the reason why is one of the things that you learn if you buy and sell cars. I don't buy or sell cars, but from buying cars over the years, is that one of the red flags is you go and you get in a car and it's got a fresh oil. That probably not a good sign. It's kind of a red flag. You need to kind of look after this and see why. Maybe they're hiding something. So this update is a little bit special for everyone. I've been asked a lot about this car, and I had this car for the last 2 years, and I managed to put that many miles in it. And this is a little bit special because it's not just 63,000 miles. I actually lived in this car most of its life, so most of its life been idling. I guarantee you this car idled way more than any police car, or probably the same if they use all shifts and just idle it 24/7. Yeah, but idled at least 80% of its life. So let's see how it held up and enjoy the video. So we starting over here. The steering wheel is about the same. The mileage is a reminder. I popped the hood because we're gonna do some stuff here. Still, knock on wood, no check engine light, no issues so far. How the cabin held up. Sorry about the trash. This is just some stuff I have. The car is not an immaculate shape. It works for living. So, and hey Case, what happened to this shifter? What, it looks too long? Yes, I kept on pulling on it, so it got longer. I'm just kidding. That's actually an extension that I got from Amazon that extended the shifter all the way up. So I covered it up with this. And if you ask me why I did that, is because I use these giant cups, and if you have the shifter down here, your hands constantly gonna be hidden here. So when you raise it, all the problem is solved. And also it is a lot more comfortable, since this car is not a sport car. It's not a sport transmission, so it's just a traditional, nice, lazy transmission, and it makes the shift a little bit longer, and it's really comfortable. And also keep my hand off my 1 liter teacups. Okay, and this is 1 liter of coffee. If you wonder why my mouth looks like I just swallowed a lizard. Okay. One of the concerns I was talking about in my previous videos when I first got the car is the shift a little bit vague. It feels as if the clutch is not, you're not pressing the clutch all the way, especially when you shift from first to second. That problem seemed to go away. It's not a problem, it's just I feel like this is because it was a brand new car, and it's just not fallen into gear like as smoothly as I would like to. Or maybe my rhythm got improved, but that problem, like now it shifts like butter, like especially if you get the right RPM, if you get the right speed, it just falls into gear like butter. Like, it's amazing. Another concern that I had about the car was the clutch. The clutch, like one of my concern, I would do like leg workout, like I go heavy on my calves and I'm super sore. How easy is it to drive the car? That's a good question, correct? And My answer is, even if your legs are extremely burned from working out, I had zero issues operating this clutch. It's super smooth, it's super light, and I've pulled some like crazy hours, 14-15 hours driving for rideshare, and it's not exhausting at all. It's very smooth, very comfortable. And another that went bad with the car, it was the seatbelt. Now it doesn't buckle. I feel like I complained about this seatbelt so much, so now it doesn't go in. But I'm not gonna blame it on Toyota, I'm gonna blame it on myself. I think I dropped something in there and kind of destroyed it, so be careful. Because look, it's really lined up with your pocket. If you have anything that falls into it, it's gonna, if you probably can see, I think I dropped a coin or something. So now to buckle up, I have to like hit it a few times and it buckles. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. Another thing, I got asked before about this. I definitely prefer the mechanical one, and I'll tell you why. Look at the position of this. I've spilled things and I got a check engine, and I was like, what the hell is going on with my brakes? I dropped some fluid, I think it's some sticky stuff over here, and got this thing stuck like this, and then it threw all kinds of problems over here in my dash butt, and then I realized it was just stuck. This is unnecessary, dude. Like, but I understand they do this for the automatic, but it would have been nice if you put it like here, somewhere far away from the drinks, because drinks, you know, you're moving, it drops, it spills this. So one of the things I would say I do not like, I do not like this. I definitely I almost never use this hold button. I use it sometimes if I'm an incline, but I can live without it. Like, I'm not if you tell me this or the mechanical one, the one that used to be in the previous gen, I absolutely gonna go with the previous one. There's absolutely no need. Another thing that broke was this odd looking thing right here. And this is now, again, I'll blame it on myself. I was kind of cooking in the car, so I was using a lot higher voltage than I should and completely destroyed it. But too bad, this is the only one we have. We have type C over here, plug, thank God. I can use it for charging my phone. And this one for your Apple Play. No Android Auto in this model 2022. I think it came up later. So this one basically is useless unless you're gonna hook it up to your phone. I use it to power my camera, so I can live with those two. It would be so nice if there's a cigarette lighter port over here. And also they mentioned the car is small, but I'm not gonna complain. You know what you're getting a small car. Okay, so let's go outside, and I want to show you something over here. And the reason why I want to say over here, this door, this where thousands and thousands of passengers sat in this car. Okay, yes, it is a Corolla. I'm a 6 feet tall, almost 6'2" feet tall, and as you can see, I'm gonna sit behind myself and show you. Even in the middle, yeah, my head absolutely touches the ceiling, but not a big deal. I can sit here for a minute. Even sitting behind myself, it's not a bad place to be. They touch him, but I'm not very uncomfortable. Like, they touch him, they have this thing, and I like how they had this a little bit of head cut over here. You have also the sunroof. But the reason why I'm sitting here, go back to this position is because, let me buckle up, okay? Buckle up. That's where thousands of passengers sat, okay? It buckles right in, and let me window. The reason why I mentioned this, because I had previously other cars where this stopped falling out, the buckle stopped working, and just see how this door opens and closes. This door been opened and closed thousands of times. The hinges, the second, well, just listen to this. Absolutely insane. As if like it opens and closes as if it was a brand spanking new. Nothing sags. Very nice, very comfortable. The dimension, which makes me wonder what's the point of having a Camry in this case, you know? I'm getting this, or I'm getting a Highlander. I don't see a point of a Camry. I see why they discontinued the Avalon, because it absolutely makes no sense. And these Corollas are becoming very comfortable. Okay, so let's see other things over here. I do want to see how these wheels held up. Absolutely, I destroyed them as like my learning curve. When I first owned this car, I absolutely destroyed them. And if you live in a gated community and you have to type in your code, or you do like rideshare and you have to go to gated community, and you wonder how can you not scratch them because you have to get very close and you punch in the number. Very simple. Pull forward and back into the spot so you don't damage your rims. Not destroying my rims, as you can see. And as you can see it now, we're gonna have like a little shot in the front. Nothing went wrong so far. I do remember when it's extremely hot and I idle the F out of this car and I'll be sleeping in it, I wake up with the lights for the this system, the lane keeping system. The front says the front camera doesn't work. Turn it off. Once it cools off, it's back to normal. That's the second rim. I was holding up. Another concern I had when I had this car with these large rims, which as you guys can see it's 18 for a Corolla, which is giant, would the ride be comfortable? I personally, I know some say in the LE is a little bit more comfortable. I personally cannot tell the difference. It's just as comfortable as the LE. I personally, if I can spec this car, again, I'm not buying this car to compete in a beauty contest. I'm buying this car to drive the F out of it and get the most miles, make the most money, and get rid of it. Basically, that's a work car, okay? I would probably get the normal rims. And if down the road, if they broke, I will replace all of them with steel wheel for the fuel mileage, because you do get a little bit better fuel mileage. But honest to God, I do not feel any different. They're just as comfortable as the LE trim, and the ride is not rough. There's no vibration. You feel the same thing as in an LE. But my concern, I don't know if you should have these if you live in a place with a lot of potholes. I live in Las Vegas. We barely have any potholes over here. So that might be a concern. I have no idea. So I'll leave that to you. One thing I do notice about these wheels, I went through a lot of tires. Not sure if I was just unlucky or that's what happens when you have a low profile tires. As you guys can notice, they are pretty deep because I literally never had to replace them because I have to buy a tire almost every 2 months. I know this is damn excessive, but I seem to have to get a new tire every very short period, like every 2 months almost, or every 2-3 months. A nail finds itself inside and nobody knows how to fix it. You need a new tire, and that's one thing you need to keep in mind. I don't know if that is bad luck or this is just I don't know, it's just bad luck, or maybe that's the characteristic of low profile tires. At 60,000 I did replace the front brakes. They were at 3% left life in them, and I replaced them at the dealership. So, and I did resurface the rotors, be nice and smooth, and I did replace at about 60,000, which is kind of expected, and it cost me about $350. That's it. Here's the headlights. They're still working. I did burn this one right here is burned, and I have no intention of fixing it. As you guys can see, they are not like a fog light, they're just cosmetic. Yeah, there's one missing. I'm not fixing it. I don't think I will. So just keep in mind, it's a beautiful, very nice bright lights, okay? And I love it. Now let's check under the hood. So under the hood, let's go under the hood of this car. Hot rods. Oh. Just off today, the car idled about 8 hours. Just off today, thanks to the beautiful heat of Las Vegas. I sleep during the day, so the car has to idle. It's extremely hot over here, and so after about I did change the oil every 5,000 miles since the beginning of ownership of this car. And let's go over it. The most concern I have is the coolant. The coolant doesn't seem to go down. I have not flushed or replaced the coolant. At least I'm gonna do this about around 100,000. And as you guys can see, at 100, it is still at max, which that's good. That means I'm not losing coolant or burning coolant. The second thing, I did replace this battery, and it was cheap in comparison to the hybrid battery, which the 12-volt hybrid battery costs $600, and the only person that sells it is the dealership. So they know you're saving money on gas, so of course they're gonna have to make their money other ways. So now we're gonna check this. Okay, so we cleaned it, so let's dip it. Oh, I forgot to mention, the lights didn't yellow, but I'm expecting, as a traditional Toyota owner, this will turn yellow, but it hasn't yet. That's a good thing. So let's see now. As you guys can see, it's turning a little bit dark, but it's still full. So there's no sign of oil consumption, which that would be the first thing I would worry about. We'll change the oil in about 1,000, which is about next week. Any other thing, I did whatever they call the GDI, which is the clean the injectors. Let me know in the comments if that was necessary. I kind of felt like I got suckered for that one, and I don't need to actually do it. So Let's see. I'm gonna go to and do this. I watched Scotty Calmer do it. So there's the muffler, and it's like, as you can see, this is clean. And want to see if we're gonna. That's not bad. That is not bad. He said if there's a lot of like carbon in the muffler, that means that's gonna, first thing, they're gonna clog up your catalytic converter, since this car idles a lot. So that many miles and that little of soot, I don't think I should be worried, but this is something I will definitely keep in mind. So let's fire it up and see how it goes. I wonder why this is open. Yeah. Just smooth. Goes back here. Yep. So overall, it held up pretty well. My plans for this car, as you can see from the dealership still, my plan for this car is just to keep it as much as possible and get as many miles as possible. The next milestone will be 100,000. The second one is going to be at 170 because that's where my hybrid car failed me. The third one is going to be the 200,000 mark if I made it. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions or anything, just leave in a comment and I will be glad to answer those questions. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. I didn't want to mention this because it's kind of obvious. These manual cars should never be bought brand new because there's no reason to buy them new, because you can get them used for a lot cheaper just because they are manual, not because they are bad cars. It's just because manual, and Americans don't like manual. Okay, you can get them really cheap, and in my opinion, they great reliable in terms of reliability and longevity. They definitely will outlast even Toyota's automatics. The first thing that will go in any automatic Toyota is the transmission. Usually goes out before the engine. If you have a manual, yes, you're gonna go through the clutch, maybe at 180 to 200,000. That's about the lifespan of the clutch, but you keep on going. Reliability wise, I can't recommend it enough. Don't overpay for it. In my opinion, if you're getting a Corolla 2022 manual transmission, you should not pay more than the automatic. You should pay less than the automatic. I know that you're gonna piss off some people, but that's the reality. Nobody likes manual. These are not special cars. These are just everyday cars that happen to be manual car. This is the thing that I love about this car, is like how simple it is. It's super simple. Traditional engine, yes, with the high fuel pressure, which is the only non-traditional. Yes, it's got some updates. 6-speed manual in a new body style. I think it looks gorgeous. for a entry-level car. Do I have regrets for buying this car? Actually, the only regret that I have is that I have not bought this car earlier. In my opinion, if I had a 2017 that I bought instead of my 2017 Camry hybrid, and if I had the hybrid, if I didn't have the hybrid, I would have been still driving my previous car. But unfortunately, I bought this, but it's better late than never. I love this car, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.